The extent to which a machine learning model has to be trained can be better understood using a visualization concept called learning curve. So it's nothing but nothing but a simple graph which we can plot between the number of experiences either and to accuracy or between the number of experiences to the loss. Okay. So before getting into in detail about the technical stuff, let's understand or let's assume that okay, so you want to become a shuttle player and you are trying to get into the practice. Okay, so what we do normally, we will join the coaching center and we'll try to go there getting trained for n number of periods, right? When will you permitted to proceed for assessment? Yes, after every month. Okay, so let's say after a month of training, your coach wants to test you, okay, with the number of hits and losses. Suppose you make X number of loss, okay. Again, the second month training will go on to learn better about the concepts where you have missed, okay. Then again, by the end of second month, you will be again tested. And depending on how you have performed, the third month training will go on, okay. And it moves on till you reach an appropriate training criteria. Like if your coach says that you should not get at least a single miss, you will be trained until that, okay. So let us assume that the your training criteria is being plotted like this. Okay. So this is a shuttle learning curve. Assume there are three students in the class, one indicated with green, blue, and orange color each. Okay. And the training and the missing curve, okay, has been plotted here, where X indicates the number of months that you are going for training and Y column indicates the number of misses you did. Okay. First, you try to take the student indicated with blue color. What happens initially after first month? Okay. So he has got 25 misses. And as the number of experience increases, he is getting stable, right? So what happens? So finally, after 11 months of training, his number of misses got reduced to somewhere around 4 or something. Okay, so what do you feel about his training? This is perfect, right? So the number of misses gets reduced as and when you do. How will you train his test his performance? You can make him go for a testing. Actually, this is a training curve, right? So when you are under a training with the coach for about a period of 12 months, this is the curve we are getting, right? So suppose if you want to go for a contest, that's what we well call it as your validation curve. You go there, how about the performance of the student is marked with blue since he is stable in his learning. Okay, so he actually you look at he is not he hasn't learned over quickly and he hasn't he's not good at very bad at his performance too. Okay, his performance is very stable and hence he is expected to perform better in his exam. Okay, so what is the exam? Here it could be a possible match, right? Now coming to the second category of student which is indicated in green, what happens? So initially in the by the end of first month his number of misses is again the same 25. Okay, he quickly learns, right? So maybe the number of hours he is spending might be more, the mindset or the pace, anything could be of matter of interest, but his learning pace is very fast. Okay, by the end of 5 months itself he is able to uh, come he's able to reach one miss. Okay, so now but what happens after the fifth month? Okay, so maybe because he is overconfident that he is having very two losses, his learning pace gets increased, and hence the number of misses gets increased. Okay, so it is not that the once the once the number of misses that you go till a particular level, you are expected to perform well. Your performance may degrade. Okay, so and hence this green line indicates. And if you look at the third line, like orange line, he is learning till a point, and after that we could not see any considerable performance improvement on his thing. Might be saw a lot of reasons behind that. He may not have interest, or he may be lazy in learning. The training coach may not be proper. Okay, anything might be the case. But what happened? What is the result of that? After some 6 months or so, we could not see any considerable improvement in his play. And also you could see after 10th month the number of misses gets increased. Okay, so these are the possible kind of students that you can see on any learning environment, and accordingly we have three different kind of cases, right? One is underfitting. Who's an underfitted guy here? Yeah, one with an orange color, right? So that's where we end up with underfitting, overfitting, and proper fitting. Okay. So how will you test the accuracy? So how will you test the accuracy? Normally the accuracy will be tested on the training environment, which is the training environment where you are taking the training along with the coach. Okay. Then once this is done, okay, and if you are perfect and if you are convinced with the results that he produces, you will be left out to the validation environment. What is a validation environment? It is nothing but the that is matches that you are going to play. Okay, so here we call in the machine learning paradigm, we say the accuracy has to be tested on the results of the training data set, and then once we are convinced with the results of training, we can move on using the model to the testing data set. That's where we call it as the validation testing. Okay. Accordingly, you can now see the graphs. I have plotted underfitting graph using number of experiences with accuracy, and the other two graphs between number of experiences with loss. Okay, so that you can better understand. If you look at the training goes well. Okay, what is underfitting? So that if as the training period proceeds from 0 to 25, it is the number of runs here. Okay, number of runs means number of iterations that you make the system to learn on the data. So as and when you proceed, okay, so what happens here, the number of the accuracy gets increased. Initially the accuracy was very high and it tries to lower down. Okay, so because the system may not be able to train itself properly. Okay, and if you make this kind of model to go for a training environment, okay, so that orange color guy to move on to a testing environment. What is a testing environment? To a If you make this kind of guy to proceed to a testing environment, what will happen? He will obviously fall, okay, because he hasn't learned properly, right? So coming to the second case, overfitting. What is overfitting? A person tries to understand each a person tries to understand each and every small aspect of the model. Okay, obviously that is also not required, right? Most of the time, if you try to work with a very well learned people, that is also at risk. Okay, so we cannot expect appropriate results. Okay, so that's where we say here this is a graph between a number of experiences on the x-axis and the loss on the y-axis. Okay, so in training, if you look at, he has learned quickly, and hence at the point of 50, okay, when x is equal to 50 runs, he has reached a better accuracy level of 0.4 something. Okay, and after that, if he tries to get trained more and more, his accuracy level gets decreased. Okay, but it is the fact that he is trying to learn more than what is expected. Okay, now coming to validation, when this kind of data get goes for validation, till that point of time until he gets trained properly, no issues, it will go well. But after that, we cannot predict what kind of performance it will, because it learns each and every small aspect of the training data. Okay, so what you can do, what is the stopping criterion here? When what can you decide from this graph? Yeah, so till the 50th run, okay, until it gives a better performance, we can stop training the system without proceeding further. Okay, and hence this is what is proper fitting. So your training as you moves on, okay, so it get the number of losses gets reduced considerably, and it reaches till, and even if you increase the number of training after that, there is a considerable minor variation that exists, and similar cases for validation. Okay, the learning curves that we might be interested in, any data you are given with, how much training you should give to the system for a better performance on validation is what needs to be understood properly. So as and when you increase the number of runs, okay, so if the result is fine for both your training data as well as your testing data, you can move on well. Okay, so if it tries to get it overfitted or underfitted, you have to stop training. So that is the concept of learning curve.